Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the Thin Crust Flopcast, where we do occasionally try and talk about video games that don't involve some sort of corrupt political bullshit going on behind it.
Sup?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, the Chaos of Dragons, joined always by my lovely co-host. We have Damo.
Sup?
And welcome to the first Flopcast of Spooktober. If you can tell by the rather sort of like Halloween-esque music I have playing in the background. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 41. Fucking hell, 41, and we still ain't been banned. Also, hello YouTube. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've got quite a few things to go through. Actually, quite a few bits of serious, actually.
No. Yeah.
Some serious stuff has actually come out, as well as some news that actually dropped on my desk literally about 6-7 hours ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. We obviously got talk of Overwatch League, which I'm sure quite a few people might know of what's gone on with that. That's obviously recently. Some epic news. Obviously, we have some discontinuation news, as well as some Ubisoft news.
Yeah. That is very true.
Oh my god, Yuri, thank you so. Thank you, Yuri, for the Jesus Christ, for subscribing for 15 months in a row.
Hello, motherfucker.
I'm surprised that's still going on.
Right.
But yes, thank you anyway, Yuri. Thank you for 15 months in a row. Very much appreciate it. How you've still kept subscribing to the channel is beyond fucking me. But anyway. I guess obviously we that's obviously how we do things here, ladies and gentlemen. Damo, what the fuck you been playing over the past couple of weeks?
I've been main playing, as you can probably already guess, Baldur's Gate 3 and BDO, Black Desert Online.
Damo playing Baldur's Gate? Gasp!
Shocking. I know, innit? I've also obviously played Cards Against Humanity with you guys on Saturday night as well.
Which no one would have seen unless they were there.
Exactly. But other than that, not really a lot, if I'm honest.
Yeah, you kind of been tied up with some personal shit, ain't you?
Yeah.
You feeling alright?
I'm feeling alright. I've had my therapy session today, so it went really well. Which is obviously a good thing. We actually got to speak about stuff and all that lot, so it's not too bad.
That's good.
If anything. But I am hoping, in terms of my streaming schedule, yes, I know I keep saying I'll be back next week or whatever, and I understand I've delayed that, but it's honestly understandable in my opinion. But I should hopefully within the next week so at least be back to it as well. So you'll get to see my crazy ass. I just felt so awkward saying that, but you know, it's just me. But yeah, no, that's all I've really been playing, to be fair. In terms of BDO, I am playing a new season character. Not the new one, obviously, but they had an update and we got to basically be like, yeah, bye to the season character I accidentally picked. You know, after I did a big fuck up on that. And I'm currently at level 58. I actually have it up on my PlayStation right now, and I'm doing some AFK training. So it's not too bad, if anything, on that front. And Baldur's Gate 3 still a hot mess, because I found some things out, and I just like, ah, okay, that's understandable. Right, now I've got to start again. um, you know, so it's not too bad, if anything else.
Alright.
But other than that, yeah, not a lot really. What about you?
Well, me, I've kind of been double dabbling around actually, mainly because I've been playing a lot of Fate Samurai Remnant because that came out over the course of the weekend. So I've been having a lot of fun with that off stream.
Nice.
Been doing a fair amount of the story and yeah, kind of getting to understand things, and I'm actually thoroughly enjoying it. I definitely think it's a good game and definitely a good entry to those that aren't familiar with the Fate series. Lyle and I have been speaking in regards to the characters in the game, and we personally feel our favourite servant is the Berserker, not the Rogue one, the one that's basically essentially the summon of your character's master.
Yeah.
From a different dimension, so she was apparently born in as a woman in another dimension. So, and it covered my theory on why, even though in a lot of the historical figures that would usually, you know, probably be born as male, that you'd think would be a male, end up becoming female. So in another dimension, they're actually summoned as female. So the Holy Grail summons heroic spirits not just from that reality but also different realities. So glad to be proven right on that one. I've also been kind of getting ready for Honkai Star Rail coming to PlayStation 5.
No.
That comes out on, well, meant to be, I would say, well, meant to be sort of like Tuesday, but because essentially because tomorrow is when essentially the banner ends and a new one begins, as well as an update, so it won't actually be starting until maybe Wednesday, I would say, now that I've actually looked into it.
Okay.
So I kind of was hoping to actually play that on tomorrow's stream, but since it looks like it's actually going to be, you know, not possible. So yeah, I've also been cracking on with the Genshin grind also. Never stopped the grind on that one.
Naturally.
Oh god.
Hi, Eden.
Yeah, I've also been playing a game that I forgot I had on the Switch, Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. Which is kind of weird, because you end up with characters that you would not have seen in the original Dragon Ball series.
Alright.
So you see, like, characters that have transformed that don't transform originally, or fusions of basically. Yeah, there's some weird ones, like Goku and Trunks. That was a weird fusion. As in Kid Trunks. So yeah, again.
Sorry if you can hear purring, that's Odin.
It's all good. Obviously, been continuing with the Fortnite grind. You know how it is.
But I suck on console for it now, so I've not been playing it.
But yeah, I've not really been. I've kind of just been sticking to certain games in a minute because, well, yeah, I did receive a phone call today from the place I've been applying for, and I got a job interview this Thursday at 11:30 a.m.
Hey, like, honestly, my guy.
So yes, third time's a charm.
I wish you good luck, honestly.
Yeah. It's for Christmas temp, so there's a chance that I probably will get it. And there's because I'm looking for long term, basically just got to prove myself through that, and then they'll want to keep me on. At least that's the aim.
Yeah. Yes, Odin says hi.
Can kind of tell.
yeah, he just nudged the headset, and I'm like, okay, you don't have to go too hard, like, damn, honestly. But also as well, quickly, you know how I sent in a FAQ page for Silent Hill Ascension?
Yeah.
I kind of want to like talk about that very quickly because I have it for pre-download on my phone already, and honestly, it's fucking insane. Like, they are a bunch of sadistic bastards, these people, honestly.
I was actually going to
So,
say, did you want to start us off with yours?
yeah, let me just find that one. Because, you know, I'm never prepared as always, but still. But my main thing is honestly, I can't wait to play it. And the way that it is, there we go. The way that it's done is wow, honestly. So, basically, obviously, as we all know, Konami's multi-game revival of the Silent Hill franchise starts this year with something brand new, Silent Hill Ascension, which is out on Halloween. So I'm very, very interested in this, naturally because it's Silent Hill. And it's a streaming series that borrows from interactive fiction like Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, and Telltale Games' The Walking Dead. And community driven by a la Twitch plays Pokemon. The result will be a computer animated series that plays out over weeks and months and is molded by player interaction. It will be canonical to the overall Silent Hill fiction, its creators say. Polygon recently spoke to Jacob Navok, CEO of Genvid Entertainment, the company behind the projects like The Walking Dead, Last Mile, a community-driven multiplayer Pac-Man game, and Silent Hill Ascension. To learn more about the project, you could read obviously their edited version of the conversation below, which obviously I will, so you guys, you know, to tell you guys what it's about. And Polygon asked, in appropriate Silent Hill fashion, there's some mystery. Thanks, we don't need your tail up against my headset, sweetheart, because I'm trying to talk. Thank you very much. Around the story and how people interact with it. So would you mind kind of giving me some of the basics on how this is going to play out for people? Jacob Navik responds with, let me start by talking about what it is we do, because the context is going to explain to you how the product works. We create interactive streaming shows, but they're not. Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, you're not individually playing it as a live stream. We're actually using the same back end that Twitch operates on. Okay. Interesting. Don't understand what that means, but fucking interesting. And it's streaming live from a game engine that is accepting of all inputs from the audience all at the same time. You're basically doing crowd control decision making. Now, many of those decisions were made in advance to the audience so that you don't need to be there live at that moment. If you're not available at the time at which the streams are on that day, you'll be able to participate and make sure your voice is counted inside decisions. But if you are there, you're going to see the outcomes of the audience decisions in real time, but you're also going to play. There are sequences that will be streaming like... Look, you leave the ashtray alone. Nice try, Odin. There are sequences that will be streaming live where the audience is going to see characters in danger and you are going to be able to assist them in real time through the video stream. You will see your input and the rest of the audience's input, and the characters may not survive some of these sequences. When we talk about how we actually don't know how the show is going to end, we mean that. We've set up multiple main characters who are going to go through this nightmare of Silent Hill Ascension, and we needed multiple mains because the audience decides what's going to happen. You saw some of that in the trailer. You saw redemption, suffering, and damnation. As the audience plays, when that character is going through the hallway and those arms are grabbing him, you're going to have a quick time event like buttons that you need to tap. If enough of the audience fails, he will be killed in the sequence and will wake up with reduced hope. And that's going to lead him toward a path of death. So this series is going to be going on for months, and we have a massive storyline planned, which characters make it to the end and which characters do not make it to the end, we have no clue yet. Typically in a Silent Hill game, you're playing as the protagonist and basically you just keep restarting up until you survive, right? That's how a single player game works. But in my earliest discussions on Silent Hill Ascension, I said there's no reset button, and I meant that. Sadistic as fuck, by the way, in my opinion. This is my opinion here. Very fucking sadistic. So that character gets on a path toward destruction and their hope is reduced. They're probably going to be permanently out of the story, and we need enough characters to see who can actually survive the gauntlet of ascension. Because the audience is actually directing the story. So, you know, Polygon, like, so this is going to be playing out over months. And naturally, as the guy responds, every single day there are new scenes. No day is the same, and as the previous, starting week 1, we're talking you into like a television show. We're setting up the characters, we're setting up the locations, you're going to learn a little bit about them, and every day at predetermined times there are going to be new sequences and new action settings happening. So you're there on day 2 and day 3, they are not the same. Day 4, they are not the same. The story is unfolding every single day differently. Will people be able to catch up on the story? Maybe they're out on day 1, but they want to find out, well, what happened yesterday? The answer quite simply is, yeah, you will. And that's just me saying that just to shorten it a little bit. But you will be able to, you know, see it. And there are a couple of different ways that they're handling this. And first and foremost, let's say you log on day 3. The moment you log on, there's going to be a catch-up video, like a catch-up video that's going to show you, think of it like, you know, and this is them saying this, not me, because I don't like Game of Thrones. Like the opening of Game of Thrones or Succession, that 15-second of, hey, this is what you need to know and this is what you missed.
So
you're going to have...
Sorry, cut off. So basically it sounds like they're making it almost like every single... like, so they're going for like something different every single day.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of ambitious, and that's like... that's throwing a lot of resources at something, because that's going to have people basically... that's going to end up resulting in a lot of stuff, but possibly being on repeat, or like happening again, that people have already experienced.
Mm-hmm.
That, unless they got people that actually have come up with like something on a constant...
oh, yeah, they have a massive, and I mean massive team.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, it's one. Here's the thing, though. It's one thing to actually have a massive team, but it's another to be able to actually continuously input stuff every single day. That, like, not gonna lie, that is actually going to be pretty tough to actually come up with if that's going to basically be the main basis of the game.
But now I can understand why Behaviour Interactive have been very lackluster as of recent in terms of updates.
Well, we'll get on to behaviour in a minute. Let's continue with...
No. Chaos. This is to do with Ascension.
Oh, okay.
They are working alongside these people on this game.
Huh. And oh my god, those are some rainbow Pikachus.
Oh man. You know, but it's also as well, like, they're gonna be put, I'm just fast forwarding this one, like, this bit specifically because it is quite long, but they are also gonna basically, every single day those sequences air, and those decisions that happen in those sequences are gonna be put into sections where you can watch the VOD clips. And then every week they're gonna be compiling all the main story sequences into an episode, just like a 45-minute episode of television. So by the end of the season, longer than a season of Fortnite, their words not mine, you're going to have many episodes of television that's going to result from this, and it's literally a Silent Hill series that's built by the audience.
So, what they're saying is based on players' actions will determine what appears on as a TV series.
Yeah, so like all the little secrets.
Again, that's
they're gonna take it and make it into an episode. Yeah.
Again, that's very ambitious.
Very, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's fucking great. I really do hope they get to keep to it, because it's like they've got basically like a season 2 planned as well.
The fact that they're going with something that ambitious, like they must. It's kind of a risky play.
Oh yeah.
Something like that is very like risky. I'm curious. If you find out any more on that demo, do update us on it as it goes on, because it's like...
oh, of course. I've got it like available for pre-download on my phone, which is on Apple and Play Store.
And when is it supposedly downloaded?
Halloween. This year.
Yeah. That's the thing, as I said, Yuri. That's why it's a bit risky.
Well, all things considered, the earliest discussions were back in 2021, and that's when they started working with Konami. And there are a lot of different teams working on it. You know that Behavior Interactive is on it. I was very surprised to hear that, but it also made sense as to why they were being very sadistic. I'm not gonna lie to you. But they also have bad robot games in on it as well. They also have a cinematic team that are working on it called Senscape, which if you haven't heard of Senscape, I've heard a little bit about it, like, you know, back in the day of like sort of situation through time. They're really good. They've also got an indie horror. Well, they're an they're an indie horror studio basically, and they're quite good. And that's, you know, underplaying it really. And they're based in Argentina. And they, in a couple of months as well, they will be announced audio team behind it. They are a super famous band that Silent Hill fans are going to get very excited for. So if I'm thinking correctly, and it's like, you know, from the original like music people that did the music behind Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2, yeah, well, that's massive. You know, and then they've also got the writing team, which is being led by a woman named Shannon Ingalls, who is an ex-Telltale writer, and she also wrote for God of War Ragnarok and Marvel's Midnight Suns as well. Like,
that's a fair resume, but here's the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. As was pointed out, turning it into a TV show, it could easily fall. Could easily fall apart after the first week of gameplay.
Oh, 100%, and I'm gonna be sticking around for it because I want some of my decisions in that.
Here's the thing, though. There's a chance that your decisions may not, because guarantee what's going to happen is it's going to be certain players' choices. Like, obviously, it'll be what will probably happen is what will probably happen. Right, hang on. What will probably happen, Damo, is, and this is just taking a wild stab in the dark, so don't entirely like hate me on this. But what's probably going to happen is they'll go with the majority. Well, they'll probably be the majority's like decisions. Like they go by what is there, and then they'll in terms of like gameplay footage or anything like that, they'll probably pick some of like ones that literally had like the biggest jump scare moments or the biggest reveals or the biggest reactions.
It's all played in real time, so it's basically, the way I can say it really is you are literally right on the nose for that one, literally right on the money of, you know, the majority vote, and that is, and then you've got the quick time events, but everybody has the same thing on their screen.
Yeah, but yeah, that is something to keep an eye on. So yeah.
Also, bear in mind this is a phone game. They're also rendering in the cloud off really high-powered Amazon servers, which is the equivalent to PlayStation 5 in terms of graphic fidelity.
A phone game?
It's also not going to be a subscription-based thing either. So, yeah.
A phone game is, yeah. Not gonna lie. That's gonna be a bit sketchy in my book.
I mean, that's fair, but obviously, like I said, I'll
Look
be
at,
playing it anyways. So
look
you'll
at
get
look at
first-hand review from me.
Look at Blizzard's Diablo Immortal reveal. That's all
I'm gonna keep high hopes for it because it sounds very fucking impressive.
Yeah, impressive. It sounds impressive, but whether they'll be able to actually maintain it all the way to practicality and actually it being a thing, that's going to be where it comes into play. Because in terms of
as soon as it comes out, so.
in terms of the TV series, in regards of them doing that, what'll probably happen is they'll compile basically the stuff and they'll build up obviously the series, and then once they've actually gotten enough to obviously make like a full series, that's probably when they'll release it. I doubt it'll happen like immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
Because that
but
would
obviously
be
the reels for it, like the little bits in between, they'll be uploading, sort of thing. Like they said, they're gonna have like a 15-second, like, here's what you missed. Let's have a catch up sort of situation happening.
So basically, YouTube Shorts.
In a way, yeah. And obviously, Polygon also went on to ask about, you know, will there be a way for people to see at some point the other outcomes? And they said, yes, for every 45 minutes of cinematics that we are producing, 15 minutes of branches that you wouldn't see. Right now, it looks like there are a minimum of 36 different potential endings, depending on the states of the characters by the end of it. The initial run of the show is the canonical run, and when we're done with that, we're going to rerun it kind of like a new game plus at accelerated speed. That bit I'm not looking forward to, because we know I'm slow as fuck. You
Okay.
know.
Well, again, keep us updated on that one, Damon. That could be rather interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, like I think it's good because at the end of the day, like they even are going by, you know, like they and Wada-san, because they literally like lived in Japan as well, which is pretty fucking cool. Um, you know, so they kind of know a lot of how all this stuff works. So the fact that they know how a lot of it all works, obviously, yeah, I'm bearing in mind it's now putting it in action. So yes, you will definitely get a first-hand review from me personally.
All right.
So it's all good.
Yes. Now, moving on to something that literally hit my desk a few hours ago, actually. Sent to me via Charles, and I've looked into this, and it turns out to actually be legit. This is from IGN. I don't normally grab articles from IGN, but when considering the state of things, I looked into this. Former Ubisoft execs reportedly arrested after year-long sexual harassment investigation. 5 in total. 5 former Ubisoft executives were reportedly arrested following a year-long sexual assault and harassment investigation within the company. As reported by French publication Liberation, translated by GBiz, former Chief Creative Officer Serge Hascolt, or however you pronounce that name, so I apologise for the butchering, and former VP of Editorial and Creative Services Tommy Francois, both of whom left Ubisoft in summer 2020 following a wave of sexual misconduct allegations, were among those placed in police custody. The case is being handled by the public prosecutor's office in the Paris district of Bobigny.
Bobigny.
Whatever. I apologise.
I'm trying to think of it in a French accent. Hang on.
Bobigny.
Bobigny. That is Italian. Yeah, don't worry, it's all good. I'll figure it out. I'll just have to watch Walking Dead Daryl Dixon again, see if I...
Afterwards... fucking... lost me place, because an ad just appeared out of fucking nowhere. After simultaneous complaints were made by the Solidaries Informatic, a union, and 2 victims on their own behalf, judicial police were then collected testimonies from around 50 current and former employees. The plaintiff's lawyer, Maud Beckers, told Liberation the investigation reveals systematic sexual violence.
What the fuck?
Yeah. When asked for a comment by IGN, Ubisoft said Ubisoft has no knowledge of what has been shared and therefore can't comment. Allegations emerged amongst multiple Ubisoft departments and studios in 2020. Assassin's Creed Valhalla director Ashraf Ismail was fired from the company, while Hascot Francois and global head of HR Cecile Cornet all stepped down. Ubisoft committed to making major changes following the allegations. I'm determined to make profound changes in order to improve and strengthen our corporate culture. Ubisoft co-founder and CEO Yves Guillemot said at the time, "We already have acted swiftly and firmly, announcing and introducing large-scale initiatives intending to transform our organisation. Our overriding aim is ensuring that all Ubisoft employees have a safe and inclusive workplace environment." It's not. Here's the thing. This is where I'm going to probably maybe step on a few toes, but this is where I think a lot of... It's not a case of it needed to change the environment, because if people are still going to work there, then it's the individuals, not the environment. Once you get rid of the individuals, the environment will then start to perk up, as long as you don't repeat the same shit and you actually make sure that everyone is actually on the same fucking page.
Well, yeah. It's
You
not
work
about
to, you
changing
actually
the
also
environment.
you also work and keep an eye on those in charge. Make sure they're not fucking pulling this shit. That you should have someone basically who you can keep an eye on these people and make sure they are accountable to their own actions, and they can lose their job for shit like this. That's all basically it is. I mean, isn't that basically HR department? Human,
Yeah.
Jesus, man. But anyway, report which emerged a year later, however, had Ubisoft employees claiming nothing has changed. Oh dear. Guillemot said Ubisoft had strengthened its anti-harassment and non-discrimination policies and created new HR processes, among other changes, but committed again to making further improvements. Yeah, it's all well and good to committing, but unless you actually fucking do it, ain't gonna change jack shit. And people are going to have a negative image of the company and the atmosphere for quite some time. And some people's feelings will have already basically been destroyed to begin with.
Exactly.
So...
like, maybe do like more thorough fucking background checks on the person.
Well, not just that. It's like, look at those that have actually been hurt and actually try and make sure that they actually are able to feel comfortable to come back to work, that they can actually trust in management, that they can trust in the higher ups, because as soon as something like this happens, all trust for upper management is completely gone.
Yeah. 100% at the end of the day. And hi, Baby Blue.
Oh my god, Inventor, thank you for gifting yourself to Baby Blue. I have no idea what
but it also got, like, it's also the same as the saying as well. Happy wife, happy life, right? Should be the same thing in a fucking workplace. Check in on your goddamn employees. If they seem like, you know, a little bit under the weather, maybe fucking check in and ask.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they went for apparently so long without actually knowing about it or knowing about this just shows that they have no form of communication with any of their staff whatsoever, and that's what I find disgusting.
But the thing is, it's like, it's not just management; it's upper management as well that have basically caused this. That's the problem. Anyway, to read the last part of the article, management, myself included, have a responsibility to act as role models and be exemplary for our teams. Guillemot said, at the time, I wish to stress my personal commitment to continue to improve our workplace culture and create real, lasting and positive change at Ubisoft. Here's the thing. You need to make sure that the ones that are actually meant to be enforcing this said shit are also following it as well. Check in with your people. Make sure they're actually following and doing what they should be fucking doing.
Yeah.
It's why we ended up with that's why Blizzard ended up with such a shit situation, because they had such a fucking frat boy environment, because people weren't actually checking in and enforcing the shit they should do. Instead it took a mass thing to be looked into, and actually it took a mass exodus and a lot of shit to suffer as a result.
Exactly. Like, I'm not being funny. I was literally about to say as well, did they not learn anything from fucking Activision Blizzard? Like, Jesus
Well, here's
Christ.
the thing. This is literally these allegations started back in 2020, and it's taken some time. But you have to remember, though, also at the same time when everything was basically kicking off, obviously that also started to kick off as well, right about for Activision Blizzard as well. So it wasn't a case of their time to learn. It was literally a case of everything was kicking off. So it was like the frat boy natures of various companies seem to be getting revealed, and basically now trust is not exactly big. And this is like considering also like Ubisoft also just released Assassin's Creed Mirage as well,
which was going to go on to my next point, wasn't it? Because at the end of the day, you know, obviously when we spoke about the Activision Blizzard situation like this, I swore not to buy it anymore, which I haven't. But now, I was really excited for Mirage, and now I feel like I can't purchase it because the same shit, basically. And that actually upsets me. Like, honestly, I don't know why this shit actually happens, and to be quite frank, I know it's going to sound quite, ignorance is bliss or whatever, but I don't want to know, like, why it fucking happened. There shouldn't be a why. This shouldn't have to happen in the fucking first place.
Also, Yuri.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, Yuri. Sorry about that. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of missed that one, and then when Charles sent it to me, to be honest, I completely forgot about that one. So the fact that Yuri also said that to me as well. She sent me a bunch of stuff, and we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Baby Blue, we're basically talking about Ubisoft's 5 Ubisoft execs have been essentially arrested for essentially sexual assault.
Yeah.
So we were kind of just talking about that as well.
I know they say, like, oh, former employees, but I genuinely hope, seriously, they were fucking fired.
Well, here's the thing. When you fire someone, you have to pay out a fair amount to them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, firing's one thing. So what the companies would do in situations like this is they will basically put you in a situation where you quit. So, yeah.
I hope they're gone at the end of the day.
Well, as I said, they are former, so they aren't in a company. The only hope is they actually don't get into other companies and pull the same shit. And to anyone that's actually missed anything off the Flopcast, don't worry, you'll be able to catch up on this when we upload it onto YouTube in a few days.
Yep.
So, I've got someone else to actually quickly run before you throw on your next one, Damo. A bit of a quick one. Announcement of... This is straight from Nintendo's official support site. Announcement of discontinuation of online services for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U software. Which is a surprise because I thought they already cut the Wii U off from their services to begin with.
Yeah.
This applies to the new Nintendo 3DS, new Nintendo 3DS XL, the 2DS XL, 3DS, regular 3DS XL, 2DS, Wii U Deluxe, and Wii U Basic. In early April 2024, this is also sent to me via Yuri as well, online play and other functionality that uses online communication will end for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U software. This also includes online cooperative play and internet rankings and data distribution. You can find more information about badges for decorating the 3DS home menu using Nintendo Badge Arcade. We will announce the specific end date and time at a later date. Now, one thing that did kind of crop up was the Pokemon Bank, a service that technically, yes, is part of the Nintendo service, but is actually run by Game Freak. So there was one question that was asked, and a part of the Q&A. Will I still be able to play offline even after online services end? Yes, players will still be able to use features in game modes that do not require online communication, obviously. Will any online services still be available even after online services generally end? It will still be possible to use online services for the following software, but that may also end at some point in the future. The Pokemon Bank and Poke Transporter.
Okay.
So yeah. When online services end, will Street Pass and Spot Pass no longer be available either? Street Pass uses local communication between Nintendo 3DS family systems, meaning that it will still be available even after online services end. However, because Spot Pass uses online communication, Spot Pass will no longer be available. For example, you'll be able to use Street Pass in Street Pass Mi Plaza, which is pre-installed on the 3DS family system. But you'll no longer be able to use features that use online communication, such as receiving new panels in Puzzle Swap. So if you have a 3DS or a Wii U, and there's still some stuff that you actually want to do on there, then get on it quick. You have until April. You have until early April next year. Hopefully, I'll be able to actually find the actual date of when it happens, when the actual thing closes down. Obviously, as it gets closer to the time. So I'll let you guys know then. Well, hopefully before then. So Damo, you got another one?
I do actually. Now, as much as you lot know how much I love the Ghosty face from the Scream franchise, and
not as much as you
before
like
this,
Trickster.
I was like, no, Ghostface outranks Trickster. Should.
Oh
Anyway,
really? Is that why? Is that why you and a few others actually went goo goo gaga for his Maury in Dead by Daylight?
Okay, I still like his more. Don't get me wrong, but I've been a Scream fan for a lot longer than a Trickster fan. Well, anyway, first ever Scream video game allegedly in the works by Until Dawn developers.
Yeah, not gonna lie. They've been talking about a Scream game for years, and it's all well and good. Yes, Until Dawn, obviously, hell of a good game, but at the same time, show me some screenshots, show me some gameplay footage. Then, you know,
Yeah.
I might actually believe it.
Well, the Ghostface, and this is what the article says. This is what I see, and it says. The Ghostface Killer may finally be receiving its own video game in a form of an alleged screen title from Until Dawn creators Supermassive Games. With the studio wrapping up its Dark Pictures anthology, industry insiders claim the studio is working on a game in the iconic Wes Craven horror franchise. Following the massive success of the PS4 exclusive Until Dawn, Supermassive Games has continued its narrative horror genre with titles like Man of Medan, Little Hope, and House of Ashes. By the way, if you have not played any of the Dark Picture anthology series, I do highly recommend. Chef's kiss, honestly. While very similar in structure, each entry in the Dark Pictures anthology tells a wildly different story, usually with one B-list celebrity along for the ride, which is literature. You had Ashley Tisdale in one of them. You also had Ian from why am I forgetting the TV show now?
Anyway,
you had Ian. Who also was in a game for Star Wars as well, one of the recent ones that came out. Ian Gallagher, that should tell you, because I can never remember his name. Anyway, in reveal from the industry insider, The Tipster, Supermassive Games is moving to an iconic horror franchise following the completion of the Dark Pictures anthology. The leaker claims the studio is working on the first ever video game adaptation for the Scream franchise, bringing a new cast against the threat of unique Ghostface killer. Based on what I heard back in May, there is indeed a game based on the Scream franchise in development, the leaker claimed. I've never heard of a developer at the time, but in all honesty, Supermassive game lines up pretty well. Outside of a Scream 4 Fruit Ninja mobile game.
you're really struggling, aren't you?
Hang on. Scream 4 Fruit Ninja.
Say that again. Say that 5 times with a mouthful of toffee.
I'm good. The franchise's only game representation has been an appearance in Dead by Daylight and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War skin. The franchise has never had its own video game, but Supermassive could produce one hell of a spin-off. As the creators behind Until Dawn has already proven itself to be more than adapt to bringing the slasher genre to video games, with the ability to give the player control over who lives and dies, and also the ability to use killer fake-out deaths within gameplay. A Scream game could be an amazing fit for the studio. Obviously, no release date has been given for Supermassive's alleged Scream game, but the title should release on the Xbox Series and PlayStation 5 as well as PC if it does indeed exist. And we're hoping so. I'm hoping so too. Because, I'm sorry, like... Give me the Scream.
I was going to say, okay, deflated tyre.
Like, how cool would that be, though? Because it'd be like, you know, I've seen what they can do with the Dark Pictures anthology, like, game series, and I fucking love that shit.
So, do you think that maybe, if they are working on a Scream game, do you think it'd be something like, obviously, Until Dawn, and the rest of the...
100%. If Supermassive like take it on board, like, and obviously this is more like of a
But
rumor leak, and I
here's the thing,
understand
though.
you don't normally cover that stuff.
Here's the thing, though. Wouldn't that also mean then, if they were going to do it in their style, isn't there a chance then that there's a possibility of multiple different endings?
Yes. 100% yes.
Because wouldn't that also then require a bit of a licensing thing as well?
Mhm.
As well as obviously permission to actually do something like that?
More than likely, yes. Like I said, I know we don't really cover, like, you know, leak sort of thing because they're not always reliable.
Yeah, hence my speculation earlier.
No, of course, naturally. But I do think they genuinely, if they are able to get a hold of the licensing and everything else in between, I could see them doing it very well, honestly. And who they would bring, because obviously it could be to go in, you know, coincide with the newer Scream movies, or it could be, you know, like how Netflix did with their own adaptation of Scream. It was all right until the third season, because the third season was just really fucking weird. Did not match up to the first two. You know, the first two were quite interesting. Anyway, you know, to make it their own as a whole as well. But I do believe they could genuinely pull it off, whether it's, you know, their own rendition of Scream and how they would have it played out, or whether it'd be, you know, oh, let's go back in time to, you know, when it got released, which... To be fair, I would be very fucking happy with, because, you know, Billy Doomer.
So, while it's great listening to you fan girl over this shit, it is still merely speculation though, regardless.
Yeah, but I will keep an eye on it to, you know, over time, and obviously if I hear or see anything, naturally, I'll put it in our little, you know, podcast group chat that we have.
Yeah.
Now, I will definitely, like I did with Silent Hill 2 remake, I will do the exact same with this.
Now, you've got some interesting FTC news.
Yes, I do. No.
I spoke to in regards of with Yuri, and we were both surprised considering they had given it the all clear. So...
yes, where FTC has restarted its fight against Microsoft's Activision deal?
Yes.
I was quite surprised when I saw this. I did see it on a couple of other websites as well, because I did want to make sure it was kind of legit, but I'm still 50-50 on it, so, you know, always do your research, guys. But it has apparently been revealed that the US Federal Trade Commission, FTC, has recommended its fight against Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision after the trade watchdog... No, I don't want to allow notifications. After the trade watchdog lost its legal case attempting to halt the merger back in July. As BNN Bloomberg reports, the matter will be handled via an in-house trial. However, with the acquisition deadline set for October 18th, there are questions over whether the challenge would actually be able to block the deal before that date.
Yeah, I personally don't think it will be. Because it's
it's
too late.
Either.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Literally trying to kick up anything now is kind of pointless. Because the fact is, any chance to actually delay it, unless they have some massively incriminating evidence to actually to suggest how this would be like the worst thing ever, there's no way they'll be able to get it through. It's already far too late.
But this is the thing, though. Like, have you noticed how FTC were fighting on Sony's part to begin with, and now there's obviously not really anything about Sony in this article.
Yeah, here's the thing though, the Sony stuff only started to appear as it went through. That's when Sony's involvement was literally then put through. My guess is someone's probably kicked up a stink saying that apparently this is basically on stuff that we had found, that the judge of the trial between the FTC and Microsoft, apparently the judge was actually had someone that worked for Microsoft. So some people have actually called that her judgment was rather biased, to say the least. But we don't exactly know. We weren't exactly there in the courtroom. We can't exactly judge the whole thing ourselves. We can only merely speculate.
Yeah.
But again,
Well,
as soon as it turned to October, I still say it's too late. If they were going to do anything, they should have done it back in September. But I imagine with something like this, they have only a period of time to actually do something. They got to wait after they make a claim, so...
Yeah, basically they do. The FTC also turning matter to adjudication, which was released on the FTC's website Tuesday, September 26, states the Commission has determined that the public interest warrants that this matter be resolved fully and expeditially. Therefore, the Commission is returning this matter to adjudication. Oh my god, that's a mouthful and a half. The evidence hearing in this proceeding shall commence 21 days after the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit issues its opinion regarding the appeal of the District Court decision on the request preliminary injunction. Translated from legalese, I know I butchered that, but brain. This means that the FTC will attempt to reopen discussion as to the legitimacy of Microsoft's acquisitions plans, a case that will be made all the stronger should the Court of Appeals rule in its favour.
Yeah.
This development comes to just 1 week after it was announced that the UK competition regulator, the Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, had issued preliminary approval of Microsoft's updated Activision merger deal, which will see Microsoft sell the cloud streaming rights for current and new Activision games released over the next 15 years to Ubisoft if the deal goes through.
Yeah.
Can I
also just say this? I don't know about you, and I don't know about our audience as well that will probably end up watching this or not, depending. I'm just about sick of this. I'm just about sick, like...
You know what?
I
understand.
I'm kind of sick of, like, fucking Microsoft and this battle with the FTC. I was like, the FTC, you took your swing, you gave it your best shot, and you failed. Just take the L and walk away. At this point, whether it's a good idea or not, it's beyond the point at this point. Just like, you guys lost. Take the L and just walk away, unless you got some massive evidence or proof to show how this is a bad thing. That's literally it. And it's like, because we've covered it constantly over the past few months, and
I was literally telling my friend.
I'm just so sick of this. It's like, guys, fuck off. It's like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm half tempted to actually make a few phone calls. Get the dude in charge of the FTC. Get the dude in charge of Microsoft. Give him a knife. Lock him in a fucking small room. Have him go at it. It's like, the loser wins. Game over. Boom. Done. Move on.
Right. So I was literally talking about this to my mate Leon, and I was saying to him, the amount that we've covered on this, we've literally had one, maybe two podcasts worth of a fucking break.
We've covered this we've literally covered this over like good 2-3 months of the Flopcast.
Well, this is what I mean. We only had like two podcasts worth of a break away from talking about it.
Yeah, basically, it's just So to give another short. To basically give a TLDR, because we're starting to run low on time. FTC making another attempt at Microsoft to stop the acquisition.
Basically.
I hope they got some fucking good evidence.
Me too.
Because to be honest, unless they actually come out with some massive evidence and proof, I don't want to fucking hear about it no more. Don't know about the rest of you. I'm sick of it. Moving on.
As well, honestly.
I'm pretty sure you're the same as me, Dame. I want to move on.
Yeah.
So,
to be fair, one thing I will say quickly, just as a little like interlude sort of piece, people are modifying their PS1 consoles to use as CD players.
Yes, I did see that. But to be honest, that's not that difficult, because technically you can already do that with a PS1.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, to be fair, if they're actually modifying it properly to be a CD player, that's fucking cool.
Kind of, yeah, but it kind of already was technically a type of CD player. Just as long as you got it connected to your TV, then you're good to go.
Oh, you know what I mean.
I know. It's just like, so you guys are basically just putting speakers on it. basically.
In a way, yeah, and obviously making it so you don't have to have it plugged into a TV. Like, that's why it's cool.
Eh. That's all I can really say on that. So, this is something that I originally discovered, and then me and Yuri looked into it, and turned out to actually be true. The Overwatch League has, for years, been on, I would say, been on the downfall, considering that literally the meta would always be on play, and literally would become the most boring thing to fucking watch. Overwatch was no longer a good spectator sport. Yet people still supported the teams, and after 6 seasons, the Overwatch League has been axed. The final season ended, and basically the Blizzard's the tweet put out on the Overwatch League's official X page. With the completion of the 2023 Overwatch League season, we will be focusing on building our vision of a revitalized esports program. We're eager to share more with you when the details are finalized. So basically, because this is basically from my understanding of this. So with the Overwatch League basically not doing what they basically not being the success that it was, they're going to pull out, try and regain some of their money. And then they're going to maybe make it not as massive an esports scene, and maybe have it like be at various like other tournament places. But the thing is, there's nothing out there for games like Overwatch. The fighting game community, they have Evo and Capcom Cup and so many other things. The Overwatch League, like, to be honest, I think there are like some other like forms of Overwatch competitive of this nature, pro competitive, but it's not as well known as the Overwatch League. So what they're going to do from here on out, especially all the pros, it's kind of a slap in the face to them, really, because they're the ones that have been putting in the work, actually learning the characters and working together as a team to build up shit. But that's kind of what happens when you throw all your eggs in a basket and then you fuck up your game to the point now it's no longer enjoyable to play or watch.
Yeah.
So I would read out details of the article, but I can pretty much just give my own opinion on it. The Overwatch League, ambitious, but failed. I kind of saw it coming. Same as I knew Overwatch 2 was going to be a fail. A bit of a flop. And what do you know? It actually kind of is, because it still actually has more dislikes on Steam than any other game in history. On Steam. Which still makes me fucking laugh.
I know, right?
Also, because I got like... Have you got anything else, Demo? Because I got 2 more articles.
No, you can finish. It's all good.
Alright. So... so, here's a game that you may not expecting to hear in our... our Flopcast. Hutter for Boyfriends.
Oh, no.
The Pigeon Dating Sim.
Yeah.
Alright?
The one that I wanted you to stream years ago, but yeah, go on.
I do have it, and I would be willing to do it. I just want people to actually, voice act with it. But yeah, Hutto Moa, the pseudonym creator of weird, wonderful, and warbling pigeon dating simulator Hutter for Boyfriend, has a problem. She says she has not received any royalties from the 2014 HD remake of the game since Epic picked up Mediatonic, the studio behind it, in 2021. On September the 29th, in the wake of a wave of layoffs at Epic, Moa tweeted her condolences to affected employees, hoping that the lovely, talented people from Mediatonic would find a better place soon. This seems to have put Moa in it in mind of her own relationship with Epic, because she soon followed that tweet up with one remarking that she had received, and quote, no royalty payment for Hutterful Boyfriend from Epic since they acquired Mediatonic back in spring 2021. Noting that it seems unlikely sales have been zero for 2 years. The obligations were transferred to Epic, but they've never sent any replies to me, wrote Moa, asking the general Twitter public if they had any ideas to make contact with the right person. The general Twitter public did not, beyond tagging Tim Sweeney in the replies to the tweet, but someone at Epic must have taken notice. The official Epic Games publishing Twitter account responded to Moa's tweet saying that its team was looking into this and would be reaching out to Moa directly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of odd how she has to go to Twitter to be able to actually receive any royalties, because I know for a fact that I bought the game on the PlayStation 4. So I can't guarantee that. Well, there's going to be a lot of royalties, but she's due. She should actually receive like her pay of the game after they took over. So hopefully she'll actually receive the money for her work, as should anyone. And then obviously everyone, we're running over a little bit late, but this is something that Yuri and I actually discovered, and well, this one's a bit of a doozy, so do hold on, because there's quite a bit to explain on this one. Screen Australia reshapes funding programs to provide more support to indies, and this is coming from GameDeveloper.com. Again, me and Yuri found this and we spoke about it. Screen Australia is rolling out 3 new funding programs to direct cash towards a broad spectrum of indie developers in the region, including emerging talents, future leaders, and established creators. Taken to the stage during Games Connect Asia Pacific, GCAP, in Melbourne, Screen Australia's head of online games, Lee Naimo, kicked off proceedings by explaining the game's expansion pack fund will be replaced by the game's production fund, emerging game makers fund, and the future leaders delegation. The trifecta is billed as an evolution of Screen Australia's existing funding efforts that will serve the country's independent developers well into the future. So basically, Screen Australia have essentially come up with a way to actually fund indie games, or actual proper indie games and developers and small companies, so they actually basically get the funding they need. Which is actually a really good thing, in my book.
Yeah.
Digging into
because indie companies should be able to have the proper funding too.
Yeah. Digging into the details, Naimo explained the game's production fund will provide grants up to 100,000 Australian dollars. Now that's a lot of bucks. But at the same time, that's also not much. But it's enough for an indie to get going. To developers working on original Australian independent titles with a budget of up to 500,000 Australian dollars at the time of applying. The fund is geared towards developers looking to take their project towards a significant milestone that could include its release, an early access debut, the completion of a vertical slice, or applying some polish to a prototype. The game's production fund was described by Naimo as Screen Australia's flagship fund and the most natural evolution of the game's expansion pack initiative. Notably, Naimo acknowledged that the production fund offers a lower funding cap of 100,000 Australian dollars compared with the 150,000 Australian dollars that was previously made available through the expansion pack. So the lowest is 100,000, with the highest being 500,000.
Yeah.
That's not bad, actually. I wish more countries had stuff that was actually doing that for indies. Take note, people.
I know, innit? Yeah. Learn
Mind
from
you, to be fair, that we've seen some great indie games actually come from people that have literally made a game on a dime, as the American phrase goes. We are responding to the need for flexibility by allowing you to take your game to a significant milestone of development, added Nimo, who noted that developers looking to apply should lay out their creative roadmap to increase their odds of being successful. What's really important is that you tell us where you are, where you want to get to, and how you intend to get there. So, games production funds up to 100,000 Australian dollars to take games to a significant milestone. Must be a company with round 1 deadline being 30th of November this year. That's actually, you know what? Kudos to Screen Australia for that. Well done. You guys are actually doing something that not many others will be willing to actually do. So, hats off to you, fellas.
I know, right?
And I'm hoping to actually see lots of games actually come forth as a result of this.
I hope so too, to be fair, because like a lot of indie companies like deserve it genuinely.
Yeah, a lot of indie games could actually end up benefiting from it. Yes, there's loads of free programs out there to obviously help, as well as some paid subscription programs that could help out. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, if you really want to be able to actually get places, you need funding to pay for those that are actually able to jump in with the project, to actually purchase the necessary equipment so that you can actually take your game to said next level. But yeah, I can't really say much else on that one other than good on you. And to anyone actually that's looking to anyone actually in Australia that's looking for that, well, look up Screen Australia, and Indie Fund.
Yeah, and talking of Australia, like I know she's not watching this, but I'll send her a link later. Hi, Mama Shy, I love you.
Jesus Christ.
She's my new PlayStation friend.
Jesus Christ. Getting friends through your fame, eh, Damo?
No. I met her in a guild.
But yeah.
I met her in a fucking guild.
Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of the Flopcast. The next one will be on the 23rd of October. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the VODs, and please don't ban me. Or copyright claim me. But yeah, everyone here on Twitch, thank you all so much for watching. Same to you on YouTube. We are going to go ahead and do a raid. So let me just go. But yes, thank you everyone so much for tuning in. We will see you all in the next one. Damo, as always, thank you for joining.
Anytime.
Jesus Christ. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you all in the next Flopcast. And as always, raise your pizzas high and say it with me. Stay chaotic.
Stay chaotic.
And live for the challenge.
Oh.
Jesus fucking Christ. Bye.
Bye.